So hi guys, today we'll be discussing something called Power Platform. So Power Platform is nothing but it's a Microsoft tool to develop an app or create a database or do automation. So we'll be discussing about this in further sessions. First of all, let me focus on the basic things. So in Power Platform, first comes something called Power Apps. So Power Apps is nothing but like we do have a two type of things in Power Apps, like Canvas app and the model driven app. So coming to the Canvas app, in Canvas app we have like we can develop apps in Canvas app. Like there will be like a blank screen in it where you can do drag and drop of anything you want, like a button or a text label or a container, anything you want for developing an app. Thing called model driven app. So model driven app is nothing but it's a pre-built template. For instance, you can say like that it's a pre-built template where if you add a data, like it will be displaying everything in it. So after Power Apps there is something called Power Automate. So POWER Automate. So Power Automate is nothing but like automation. For instance, like you can take like automation, like testing automation. In testing automation, we can do automation in testing. Like we don't need to do anything. We just need to run something so that it will do the things automatically. See, same way the Power Automation works. Like in Power Automation, if you just create a flow, and after that clicking on the run will execute the automation. For example, take a like what to say, if you submit a form, when you are submitting a form you will be filling all details. After submitting it you need a confirmation, right? When you need a confirmation you will be getting a mail. You will get a mail when you create a automation flow. In Power Automate you should create a flow when after submitting the form, the one who submits the form should get a confirmation mail. So the confirmation mail will get after the submitting of the form, after entering the each and every data. So after Power Automate, we will be focusing something called Power BI. So for instance, you can take like Power BI is like what is a graph displaying of statistics, you can say, or whatever statistics you want to display for the organization or the company, like since the both are same, like it to the user, you can say. For instance, for the user, if you want to display something in a graphical way, like pie chart or a graph chart, what to say, line chart, you can use Power BI. But Power BI is a limited and it's a little outdated, but we'll be discussing it in the further classes. So after Power BI we'll be discussing something called SharePoint. So SharePoint plays a main role in the Power Platform. So in SharePoint, we can create something like web pages and then a database, you can say. In the database, like in similar to SQL, we'll be storing the data in a tabular format, like where we will be able to describe the data in rows and columns. Once we mention the rows and columns, okay, let's not get more into the topic. So I'll just give the overview of a SharePoint. SharePoint is a place where I'll be storing the data in the rows and columns. For example, if you take for a company, we need a like what to say, attendance tracking management. So in the SharePoint we'll be entering all type of users like manager, or what to say, like new joinee, fresher, or a employee. Everyone will be added in the SharePoint. So once they added in the SharePoint, their data will be added in the SharePoint, and we can what to say, represent it in the Power Apps. Like creating an app, we can create a display screen and we can show the data in the Power Apps. But there still will be a limitations according to the user security things, which we'll be discussing in the further classes. So we'll be able to show the data from the SharePoint to Power Automate. So I'll be explaining it in the further class. So for now, just for your understanding, we can display from here to here, like what to say, the data present in the SharePoint, we can display it in the Power Apps by creating what to say app. So after SharePoint we'll be discussing something called Dataverse. Dataverse. So Dataverse is nothing but it's what to say, so better adding the Dataverse, it's a central point of a database. Like in Dataverse, we'll be able to store the data, store all kind of data without no limitations. But still, it requires a license. That's the main point. If you have a license, like you'll be able to use Dataverse. So Dataverse is nothing but we'll be using as a dump yard, or what to say, like, yeah, medium point of everything in the Power Platform. Like you will be able to fetch the data from the Dataverse to Power Platform, Power Automate, Power BI, SharePoint, and there are multiple apps in Power Platform. Like for example, you can say more than 1,000 apps are there which you can integrate with Power Platform, so that you will be able to fetch the data or show whatever you want. So I'll be discussing the further topics in the further classes, so that you'll be able to understand it more efficiently or effectively, so that you'll be able to understand. Thank you.